Tony Robbins is an author, philanthropist, and life coach, and he sees the wave of automation that is coming our way, and he fully supports the idea of a universal basic income here in America.
I personally think that we're going to probably need to do something of this nature if the changes happen so fast. I'll give you an example. Right now, if you just take truck drivers and Uber drivers and taxi drivers and replace them, it's 5 million people. Now, as a business owner, if I can buy a truck that can work 24 hours a day and never get tired, I get to depreciate the asset. Or I have an employee who I got to pay for healthcare for and he only works 7 or 8 hours and might get drunk. It's pretty obvious where this is going to go. So whether it's in 3, 5, or 10 years, we're going to see these changes. That's 5 million jobs.
So yeah, truck drivers are going to be the next big industry that is severely impacted by automation. We've already seen cashiers get replaced with kiosks, and car manufacturers get replaced with robots, and small businesses get replaced by Amazon. Now truck drivers and taxi drivers and limo drivers, all these automobile drivers are going to be replaced by self-driving vehicles. That's the next big industry that's going to be influenced by this. And whoever we have in office next, if they serve a full 8 years, this transition is going to be happening during their tenure. This is why it's so important to have a president in the office who is familiar with these issues and is already advocating solutions to these problems.
People are talking about universal basic income. It's controversial because a lot of people say then people lose their incentive to do anything, and some people that's true.
To his point, this is one of the main opposition's universal basic income that would make people lazy and they're unmotivated to work. But if you take the UBI proposal by presidential candidate Andrew Yang, it comes out to $1,000 a month for every US citizen.
Universal basic income, $1,000 a month for everyone, including, say, Allison Camerata?
Yes, that's exactly right. And we need to make this move because we're in the midst of the greatest economic and technological transformation in the history of our country.
Now, I did 11 years in the Air Force and I got a medical discharge, and because of that, I actually get a VA disability check every single month for an amount of $1,300 a month. So I think that myself and the other hundreds of thousands of other disabled veterans who get a disability check every single month for various amounts, I think we make great case studies of how this money has affected our lives. And I can tell you firsthand, I have not become more lazy. I have not become less motivated to work. It's actually been the complete opposite of that. This $1,300 a month check that I receive every single month has allowed me to start my own business and to really hustle. This money has allowed my wife to stay at home and be a caregiver for our disabled child. This money has allowed us to put our son in therapy 5 days a week. This notion that if you give everybody $1,000 a month, they're going to be completely unmotivated and not want to work is complete nonsense and complete fabrication.
Technology coming in at some point will disrupt more jobs than we had during the world economic crisis. We can solve the income, but the thing we got to solve even more importantly is meaning. Work is one of the places we get meaning. And some people don't have any meaning in their work, and that's why they hate their work. They got to do something. You got to get back in the game. Universal basic income is something we'll probably look at.
I 100% agree that people need to find meaning in their lives. And this is the argument why people will not just be lazy and stay in their houses playing video games all day with only $1,000 a month. People do need to find meaning. They do need to have that social connection. And what you're gonna see is you're gonna see more people starting home businesses. You're gonna see more people volunteering their times to various organizations. Just giving somebody $1,000 a month is not going to give somebody meaning to their lives. They're still going to be seeking that, and this $1,000 a month is going to help them seek that.
Most importantly for your meaning, I think all of us got to be retooling. We got to be saying the world's going to change. If I'm a truck driver, I got to know that job is not forever. That job's going to be gone somewhere in the next 5 or 10 years perhaps. Maybe sooner, maybe later, but it's going to be gone. So what do I need to go retool right now so I can do something I love, and also something that'll be in demand? If you want to have a great quality of life in your career, if you want to have a great income, if you want a great compelling future, you got to ask yourself, what's needed in the marketplace? Where's the world going? Let me study, let me find it. You can't wait. Great ideas, great new strategies are not going to interrupt you. They got to be pursued. You got to go after them. You got to master them. And if you do that, the future will be great for you regardless of AI or anything else that's out there.
So I get that Tony's trying to end on a positive note here, but I still kind of disagree with him. He's saying that you need to retool yourself and find another job that's in demand, but what he's not fully factoring in is that automation is going to affect every job out there. So truck drivers are going to be the next big wave of people who are going to be losing their jobs because of this. The average truck driver is a 55-year-old male with only a high school education. You cannot reasonably expect him to retool himself and suddenly become a computer programmer or become an engineer or some sort of technician.
So then if you say, hey, I'm going to retrain 500,000 truck drivers. For what exactly is like issue number one?
Right.
And that these guys didn't love school 30 years ago. It's not like driving a truck has made them really excited about the idea.
Yeah.
And then the new job you're training them for, I looked into the data as to how good we were at retraining, let's say, displaced manufacturing workers in the Midwest when we started decimating their jobs. And we're terrible at it. Like, according to independent studies, government-funded retraining programs had a success rate of between 0 and 15% in real life. Like, this is what actually happened to the workers of Michigan and Indiana and Ohio.
So there you go. Tony Robbins sees the wave of automation that's heading our way. He sees the trend that we're on right now and that we've actually been on for the last 30 years. We've been automating away manufacturing jobs all through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Tony Robbins understands that we're facing a unique dilemma that no other generation has ever faced to this degree. That despite our generation's willingness to work, we're going to have a growing shortage of job opportunities due to automation and technology. And this is at no fault of our own, we just simply happen to be alive during the 4th Industrial Revolution. If you enjoyed this video, I've got an entire playlist of other videos I've done on similar topics right over here.